She was right. I was inserting myself somewhere I didn't belong. Okay, babe, I'll butt out.
Thanks. And thanks for the entry.
No problem. Talk to you later, I said, and hung up.
Darien. I slid my leg under my bottom and settled my laptop squarely in front of me. Still no email informing me I was about to be published. Even so, I thought I might attempt to write something else. However, this was the third time I'd changed positions in an effort to shake out the cobwebs in my head. To sex or not to sex? I asked, hoping someone might answer me. I was alone in the apartment I shared with my sister, but I was desperate. I stared at the blinking cursor and tapped my fingers on my keyboard. It took me about 32 seconds to let out a frustrated groan and dump the computer on the sofa cushion beside me. My fluffy, snooty Lhasa Apso, Barney, raised his head but didn't move any other part of his body, considering he knew Mommy had at least 3 of these outbursts a day. I don't really know why I bothered. No one would ever want to read anything I wrote anyway. "Don't judge me," I demanded. Barney yawned and settled his head back on his paws. Damn him and his cuteness. I needed to focus, not coo at his adorability. "I'm sorry I snapped at you, little doggle," I said and rose to my feet. Maybe some water would help, or a shot of tequila. As I grabbed a glass from the cabinet, my sister walked into the apartment and dumped her purse on the kitchen counter. Polly was tall, well, taller than me. She stood a whopping 5'8" to my 5'6". She and I had the same hair color, a deep Irish red, but where hers was thick and glossy, mine was curly and unmanageable. We both had gray eyes, but that's about where the similarities ended. She was glamorous and confident, fully in touch with her sexuality, and could use it to her advantage. Me? Not so much. "Hey, Polly," I grumbled. "How goes the fascinating world of old people?" she asked and opened the fridge. "I know more about the bombing of Pearl Harbor than I ever thought I would." I smiled. But Mr. Ackerman gets so excited when he's telling his stories. I had started working at the nursing home pretty much right out of high school. Polly and I lost our mother 4 years ago, and there hadn't been money for college, so we looked for jobs right away. I was lucky enough to find a position working with the elderly, which I just happened to love. "I envy your life." Polly pulled out a beer and twisted off the top. I rolled my eyes at her sarcasm, especially considering she was deathly afraid of old people. "How was the restaurant?" "It was good." Polly waited tables 5 days a week and tended bar 2 nights a week to help fund her around-the-world trip in style she'd been promising to take since she was 6. With the amount she made working weekends, she probably didn't need her day job. But that was my sister. She was sexy as hell, friendly, and made more money in a day than I made in a week. "Any word from the agent?" she asked. I let out a pathetic groan. I finally finished the book I'd been threatening to write and sent it off to a couple of agents. One had requested the entire manuscript, but that had been 6 weeks ago and still no word. I was pretty much resigned to the fact it was obviously total crap and I'd never hear from her again. "Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. You probably should have let me read it before you sent it off." I shook my head vigorously. "And have you teased me mercilessly? No way." The truth was, no one but Millie had read any of it, and I had sworn her to secrecy. Polly chuckled. "Have you yelled at Barney yet?" I frowned. "I don't yell." "Okay. Have you snapped at Barney yet?" I wrinkled my nose. "I apologized." Polly giggled. "You know it's weird that you talk to your dog like he's a human, right? You know it's weird you think it's weird that I talk to my human companion, right?" I poured water into my glass and smiled. "How much did you make in tips tonight?" "Almost 400. "Dollars?" I squeaked. Polly laughed. "No, pesos." "Oh my God, sissy. I think